briefly tell me this vision of the wounded eagle?
Well, Sid, I was in a season of fasting, and during that time of fasting, he took me to the heavenlies, and I saw this eagle. And the left side of this eagle...
The eagle represents what?
United States of America.
Okay.
And I saw where this left wing had dropped and was battered and bruised and wounded deeply. But it had an American flag wrapped around it like a Band-Aid. You would take a normal Band-Aid on your wounds. And I began to see the right wing still accelerating, still flopping. But I saw it go up higher, and I said, Lord, what is it? He said, the left has done all they can to stop with every kind of opposition, from the impeachment to the riots. And we know we're going to the assassination next. But he told me, he said, this eagle represents the United States of America. And what we need to realize is that we as prophetic voices, we have the responsibility to shift the atmosphere. See, the power of the prophet is not to give you an elementary stage of prophecy. Everybody can prophesy. But when you step in the office and the shoes of a prophet, your words create an atmosphere that's just not conducive to miracle, but it shifts every part of this land, because it's already done in the ethereal, as Kevin was saying. Everything's already been done. We got to walk it out and speak it as prophets. And what God showed me, I watched this eagle from every angle, and I looked into the eyes, and what we failed to realize is that God used the symbol of the eagle to bring the nation of Israel out. He bore them on eagle's wings and brought them unto himself. Well, Hosea interprets that in the ministry of the prophet. United States is a wounded eagle. And this president has been attacked on every direction, on every hand.
And you know, there are people watching us right now that 98% of what they know about him is negative. That is called the height of brainwashing. However, they think we're brainwashed. So there's an impasse that is going on right now. But you love me. I know you do. And I love you. I hope you know that I do, and we all love you. But the truth is the truth. And how's that going to shift? That brainwashing, for lack of better words, whether it's on the right or the left. The news is brainwashing people.
Well, the thing about it is, I saw this eagle take its flight, and then I saw the heavens open up. No matter what they tried to do, how they try to counter the attacks against this president and against the United States of America, we've got to realize we have a responsibility as a people. There's only one recipe that's going to heal this land. And we've got to get to the place of saying, all right, let's reprioritize our life, our ministry, our focus, and let's introduce Christ in a way that he's never been introduced before. And I saw where this eagle, and I said, Lord, what are you going to do with this eagle? He said, what I'm going to do with this eagle is the responsibility of the prophetic voices. They have the responsibility to shift the climate and the atmosphere where this eagle can soar, because that eagle has the ability to take the greatest winds of opposition and soar with it without losing energy or height. And the eagles only follow the air to see in depth through muddy waters. So America has the ability, through the prophetic voices, to rise to the occasion and seize the moment and say, no, we're going to take back territory. We're going to take back our lands. We're going to rise to the occasion where we're going to be the dominating forces in America. Why? Because it affects the world and Israel. What we do now matters for tomorrow.
You said something and slipped right by it, and I have to question you. You used the term assassination.
Well, in the same dream.
Could you clarify that?
In the same dream, that Lord spoke to me before Trump got into office. He said Trump would be elected as a president. He'll buck the system. Then he spoke to me about the second election. Then he showed me two places, gave me the name, gave me the addresses, which I'm not going to speak them for the air, but
the address of location of where the assassination.
He showed me the first attempt, what was going to happen. It would be a bluff, but the second attempt would be the mark. And the bluff just happened not too long ago.
Right.
But the second attempt would be the mark. And then the Lord gave me a dream about 3 days ago. He showed me, before that, he showed me the percentage of the assassination. John F. Kennedy walked in. Moses and Elijah stood there. American flag over the coffin. John F. Kennedy walks in, Trump walks in, and Kennedy points to him, and then he looks to me. He said, he's the next one. And I began to look in the face of Elijah and Moses, and they said, you have a responsibility to warn the world. And I said, Lord, can it be prevented? Then I started thinking about his children. You know, I lost a daughter, so I immediately began to think about the agony. I said, man, his children are going to be they're going to be fatherless. And I said, Lord, and I began to, because I'm known as American Sackcloth Prophet, and just not.
Excuse me. He actually literally put sackcloth on for days and prays and fasts. Go ahead.
And in that, I said, Lord, can this change? Because it would be so devastating to the land. And the Lord gave me the number of the percentage, and it was very low. And I said, this cannot occur.
That he would be percentage,
right,
meaning he'd be assassinated.
Because the Lord told me they're going to try to impeach him, but it will not work. Then they're going to try riots, and that did not work. All the attention, distraction, and then the virus and all that I saw too. But he said, this is the last assignment they have. And then like 3 days ago, I said, Lord, because I've been crying out to the Lord, just not only, everybody's been crying out, just not one prophetic voice, because he had 7,000 more that had not bend their knees to the spirit of Baal. And the Lord showed me, he said, I'm going to shift this now, but tell them how to shift it. Tell them what their responsibility is. And then I saw, that's where I saw the visitation of the 7 angels gather hands together. And I saw a golden vial coming and the glory of God. And then I started.
I really hate watching that. I hate that. There's honestly nothing that we can do.